All right. So I wanted to do this live because life is practical for me. Life is practical. And I don't think that we're taking life practical enough. There are sort of ways to get money. And I don't think we're respecting all of the ways to get money. And I know it because there's people who ask me for money, complain about things in reality, and it's hard for me to believe it because I'm like, we got too many opportunities for us to be complaining about realities. And whether we complaining about Trump, Trump or Biden, right? We complaining about people taking our black jobs. And I'm like, but there's ways that a person can actually make money today, and they're very obvious ways. But if you don't have any resilience, you don't have a good mentality, you don't have any structure or discipline whatsoever, then you probably won't get it. There's like, I trade in the market, you feel me? I like getting money. I work with different people who are better than me, you feel me? But then I start thinking like, all right, let's focus on some easy ways that if a person's sitting there ass broke on the couch, how can they get money? Now, there's multiple different ways. I'm going to give you just a couple of them, right? And I want to see how your brain works. And if you in the chat, I want you, right, to start dropping your ideas in there as well for people. So the first one is the easiest, and it's literally something that anybody can do. And I'll probably go partner with Mike Rashid or something on this because I've been working out, right? And I'm about to start training a whole community of people. And I've been talking to nothing but the experts on this, and they tell me how $10,000 is something that they really making monthly and more, right? $10,000 to $25,000. Some people that do it online, they're making $100,000, right? They're going crazy with it. Now, this is nothing unusual. This is nothing scammy. This is not an ebook, even though this ebook could be a part of it. It's something that everybody can start on the journey right now. Now, I'm going to give you a blueprint. All right, so 75% of the people in America, maybe even 80%, are obese. All right, obesity is a problem. It's a disease that people have. They can't stop eating. They make their friends their snacks. Right? Loneliness has people coping with food. And there's so much problem in the amount of food that people are eating that it's causing all sort of issues within American society. The standard American diet is literally SAD, which stands for sad. And most people are sad. So what you can start doing right now, which will actually be a twofold thing, you can pull out your phone and you can start your journey of talking about why you started working out, right? Then you can start documenting your journey of learning how to work out properly. After you start documenting that journey to learn properly, because first you start with the motivation, yo, I need to get myself together. You document your journey. This is a founder's vlog, right? Because you're going to be able to build out all these tentacles within this, right? So You can start with push-ups. This how many push-ups you're able to do on day one that you got the idea, why you wanted to do it. You can then go utilize ChatGPT, AI, Claude, many different services to ask about stats and statistics around health. You can use AI to start giving you a guide on types of different workouts, or you can study the greats that's in each field, right? And so what you'll do is you'll come up with a content ideas, right? So you'll write that down and then you'll structure it out and then you'll start executing on a daily basis. So you're working out, right? You're making content just using your phone. None of these things cost you money because you can even work out at home. So no excuses if you ain't got no money. You can go to the park. You can start making the content until you start getting money from it, right? And then once you start seeing results, I want you to write down your process. Your process becomes your framework. Now, you're not going to be able to sell the motivation. That's not going to mean nothing. But your framework, when you go from, skinny, or you go from fat, right, to tone or lean or muscled, right, then that's what you're going to be able to sell is your process. Now, everybody who's watching you from day one, they're going to be growing with you. They're going to be motivated, meaning that you're giving them motive, right, to get in action themselves. So this creates connection. And as you're doing this, you then become a thought leader in that field and you start teaching, right? So as you start teaching, people are learning, which means that you are giving them a product, which is education, which is value. So as you're bringing value to people, they're essentially going to want to reciprocate and bring value back to you, right? So now you start building up an audience. Now you don't need a large audience to start making money, right? You can have simple 5 to 10 clients and you can do it in your local environment. You have free platforms that you can use. You can use it on LinkedIn where you have your professional platform where you're putting down a list of criteria and frameworks. You're breaking down statistics. You're giving people actual things that they can implement, right? You're telling them your story of your why that you're connecting. You're driving home that story, right? Then you're going on YouTube and you're doing long form and short form content. Your shorts is going to be you running. It's going to be you working out. I would suggest you're finding one style. In the first 5 seconds, you're figuring out a hook that you can say that's going to get people like, hey, I know you probably feeling fat and lazy, but here's a way to get your energy up. Boom. Now people are like, wait a minute. And then you go into education after you go from insult. So after people are offended, you got their attention, they're about to react, and instead you educating them, and they like, oh, wait a minute, I might want to sit here and listen, because he might be dropping some real game, or she might be dropping some real game. Then you target, what do people actually want? Most women, they want them booty gains, they want a slim stomach, right? So then what you do, instead of being in the field where your competition is everybody, you niche down. And as you niche down, instead of focusing on everything, you may pick one part of the body. You may target one particular audience, right? It can be for women that just want to get nice organic booties. It can be for men that want to build up their muscles and they trying to figure it out. You could be telling men, hey, have you not seen gains in your chest for years, right? So you're going to focus on that, and that's going to become your specialty. So therefore, even if somebody already has somebody they're listening to, they're coming to you for this specific muscle, for this specific thing. So what niching down does is it takes you out of competition. This is high level thinking. This is the type of stuff we go over in the high level club. So if you want to learn more, type in high level and you can join the high level club. We're going to be doing a free webinar on the 19th. So make sure you tap in with that. So as you're getting your rhythm up, right? Because we ain't even really talked about the money part. Now we talking about utilizing content. So you're utilizing TikTok as well. You find you a good TikTok strategy. Each one of these are free advertisement. So think of it like this. If somebody said, yo, I'll give you Times Square right now to advertise your business on it, everybody in this chat would say yes. Everybody. But what does that matter if you don't have good advertisement? Doesn't matter if you don't have good marketing and you don't have a good product. So everybody has the ability, because social media has 1 billion users on here, right? And the algorithm is not that biased to where they're going to hate on you. You just have to figure it out. So you got that advertisement, but if you don't got good marketing, it don't matter. Nobody's going to buy your product. They may see your advertisement, but they keep on going, just like on social media. Somebody see your page, but who cares? Because they don't know you, don't know your product, and you're just in a sea of wilderness that they see every single day. So what do we We go to? Same thing as if, I'm out here in LA and you get a advertisement somewhere, somebody see it, who cares? But it's still getting awareness. So what happens with that is it's going to do conversion. So conversion is not going to be high if you don't have good promo that easily connects to people. But if you have great promo, conversion can be high. The point of looking at your analytics on the back end, number one, you're building up good habits. Most people that do content don't build up good habits of studying their numbers and their information to make decisions. So they're doing it completely based on creative analysis. They're doing it based on spirit and what they feel. They're not doing it based on what the numbers reveal. The numbers reveal what you should do next, what you should double down on, what you should get rid of. So if you're looking at your numbers and say, wait a minute, in the first 5 minutes, I had 100% retention. People were watching this and then it fell off. Well, then go study your video, see what fell off, or shorten your videos to 5 minutes, increasing them at 100% retention. Then you go look at your conversion rate. Now you got a conversion rate, let's say 5% people that are buying, which is relatively high conversion rate. considering the amount of traffic that you can garner on these platforms. It's really, you're going to be getting somewhere less than 1%. 1% is high, whatever it will be, right? So what you would do is, as you're building up good habits. Now, I'll teach this in like a step-by-step formula in a high level, but I'm giving you a high level so that you can just take notes, get inspiration if you want to. But the education and instruction and the execution, that's all up to you. So you taking this in, and now you're pivoting to what is the best way for me to go about building my content. So now you're going to be growing the numbers. You're working on the conversion rate so that now your goal is to build up subscribers. Don't sell them anything yet. And this is the problem with people who don't have money yet. They don't have patience yet either, because money buys time, which gives patience. Me, I had patience before I had money, so therefore I was always operating correctly. If you're not thinking long term, you're thinking short term. And if you're thinking short term, then you're thinking with haste. And making hasty decisions will never get you to wealth. It will never get you to a point where you can be like, oh, I got $10,000 in the bank. It was a study that showed that people who save money sleep better. When you sleep better, you think better. So there's all of these correlations, right? Because saving money, right, is literally saving your future self. So now when something pop up, you're not as stressed because you have reserves to handle that stress that comes your way, right? We getting this? All right, so free game, more free game. So you on YouTube, you start to see you gathering a audience, right? And you have to be patient while you gathering audiences, right? Because you got to get your formula right, which means you need to find the minimum amount of money that you can live on. You find a minimum amount of money that you can live on, right? So, and then you go have to decrease your social interactions and anything that costs you money. Why? Because that cost is going to bring the anxiety of you not having it, and then you start to short circuit your patience, and then you start to do things that's not long term and conducive to your long term planning. So we cut that out. So then what we do is we thinking long term, and remember, it's such a big part of the puzzle I need y'all to get, because when I learned long term thinking, this was sunk it all in for me to go from, collecting a check, right, to writing the checks. You know what I'm saying? To worrying about money. You know what I'm saying? Like, what I used to have as my goal of making money is now my expenses for the month. It's completely different. So when you're talking about expenses, you're talking about the amount of money I'm paying out. You feel me? Not just the amount of money I'm getting in. See, that's different. Bosses got employees, they got expenses. They have things that they have to take care and pay for. Right? So it's different. You're talking about profit and net, but we can get into that a different conversation as we talk about financial literacy. So right now you're gathering your subscribers up. You're gathering your fan base up. And as you are gathering your fan base up, your page starts to grow. You start to learn different techniques and thumbnails and retention and all these different things. Now, when you get a sizable subscribership and you have monetization on your platform, perhaps you can start making in a little money. Now, at first, you're going to be taking every single dollar that you get, reinvesting it back in the business, right? You're going to be looking for minimum viable, right, products, minimum viable clothing that you can wear. You're not going to be trying to put on Nike and wear all this other crap. You probably going to be wearing nothing but blank clothes starting off, right? And because you remember, you want to spend the least amount of money as possible so you can be the most amount of patient. So, and all of this matters because it goes to the mindset of sacrifice, right? So, as you're building it up, and remember, you're going to start targeting your local area because we didn't even get to Instagram yet. So now, what you're going to be doing is creating these videos, whether you're working out in the park or you're working out somewhere, because your goal now is to attract your first client. Right now, we live in an online landscape. So if we live on an online landscape, your first client don't have to be in your local vicinity. Remember, you're operating from a global game. It can be a big woman in England that needs your services, right? And you happen to be the chap to do it because they've been watching your videos. So the moment that you start operating, but what I would do before that is that I would go to ManyChat or I would go to MailChimp or any one of these services, and I will build up a wait list. You can be telling people, look, I'm not ready to take clients yet. See, you don't want to be desperate, even though that you may be in a desperate situation, right? But desperation is based on mentality. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be thinking, wait a minute, I'm going to be building up a wait list for people that I want to train, because you're going to tell them I have a goal to hit first. And until I hit my goal, I can't help other people with their goals. So when they see you hit your goal, they believe in your discipline. Now they strengthen the belief in you, and you strengthen the belief in yourself, right? So now they really want to work with you. So now the whole time you're going to be building up a wait list of people that want to work with you, and it's going to be growing. The power of that wait list is everybody is not going to actually convert. But time that you activate and you start actually training people, you're going to be converting at least some of those. So now you're going to be having a client list, right, which is a warm list. So the warm list is people who know about you a little bit. They're already interested in you, right? So now you got to, actually, that's going to be a hot list, let's say. Then cold list is just you making content, whoever comes across of it. And then what you want to focus on building out is a funnel. Your funnel is the experience that a person has to going from being a fan, right, to or being a consumer of your content to becoming a fan, a core fan. Core fans are ones who buy. Most people create strategies based on, followers and not fans, core fans. So this is why you can go on social media and you see people have 1 million followers, but how many core fans do they have, which is completely different. Core fans buy, core fans support, core fans watch, right? Core fans are making sure that they're the ones that keep the brand alive. There's a lot of people who watch. There's brands that you watch. There's people that you watch. Put it like this. There's artists that you listen to that you never went to their concert and you've never bought any merch from them. Am I right? Press one if I'm right. I know. Think about it. You've been listening to their music and you ain't spent $1 with them. When you think about it, it's quite disrespectful. Think about it. You haven't put a penny towards their business. You could care less if they can continue to make it. Studio time costs. Time costs. Producers, engineers, lawyers, right? All of these things that they have to do in order to go make the music. You don't think about none of the money that goes into producing, making the song, getting it mixed, mastered, the whole nine. You just want to listen. So artists be making all the art for you, because why? You go listen to another artist and do them the same. Listening counts a little bit, but when you think about because they have to leverage the fact that you listen, it's not indirect support, because artists are getting 0.03 cent, right, from every penny that comes from streaming. They're not getting a lot. So individual streams don't count. Collective streams count for how you can leverage those analytics, right, to then go tour. But then touring is you still only taking a small percentage of your listeners, and your touring is only for your core fan base, right? Casual listeners don't pull up to the tours. Casual listeners don't buy your merch. They don't have appreciation. And also, white fans are going to support more than black fans. That's how it works, which is why black businesses are niched and they lose a lot of money when you only niche the black listeners and you have black business that's only for black people, because black people consume other people's products more than they consume their own people products. Right? But when you got white fans, they be showing up in droves. You know what I'm saying? So it's different. Also, you have a larger pool base to pull from. Right? So if you put out a video and say, I'm a black trainer that only trains black people, you're decreasing the amount of people that is going to be able to buy your business, while a white-owned company would not say, I'm a white-owned company servicing white people. No, because black people go buy their product, orange people, yellow people, gray people, all kind of people is going to buy it. You understand me? So I want you all to understand that aspect of it. So as you're building out this base and you're building out this list of people, you know what I mean, that's building up, and you start converting, now you start making money. Now you got 7 continents, right, of 8 billion people to choose from. Then you go look at the statistics. Remember, you're going to pull down those stats, because you don't want everybody as a client. You want quality clients. So whether you want to go high level, right? You want people that's going to pay more. People that's going to pay more makes better clients, because they complain less. When people pay more, they complain less. Why? Because people have more when they pay more, So therefore, a $5,000 client is not going to complain as much as a $50 client. Why? Because if a person is paying $5,000, that means that they got it. And that means that $5,000 doesn't mean as much to them. But if a person is paying $50, then it means more to them. So they're going to want more for less. This is why a lot of people, you may think that they're being greedy, but they're getting a higher quality client, right? That doesn't have the same expectation that they do for the dollar that they give. Because when you are impoverished, you hold on to $1 more. But when you have a wealthy thinking, you let dollars go flow out because you have the mentality of abundance. So you know that you're going to create more, right? So what you want to do is focus on customer service, of course, having a quality product, but also thinking about whether you want to service people that have, a higher ability to afford more, or do you want to service people that have a low ability, right, when it comes to cost? Because when people have less money, then they think about cost instead of value. Value is what you're going to sell on. So as you're learning these, you're going to learn that there's a branch of skills that you need to learn, but they start to become second nature. You never sell on price, and you never haggle about price, and you never ever justify price. You only speak on value, right? So when you're talking about value, like, what is the value of today, right? Most people value is vanity. So if we're talking about the value of health, that's not what's going to get people to actually care. But I know that there's a lot of women that want to put on some of them dresses without having that pudge, right, sticking out to their stomach. So how valuable would it be for you to be able to go into the next event that you go to without that pudge? And when you take that picture, you ain't got to do no photoshopping and you getting love. You know what I'm talking about? Now you pushing out the right attraction. Now for a lot of people, that means a lot to them. They don't want that pudge. They tired of it. They tired of the love handles because it ain't getting no love. You know what I'm saying? And they trying to compete in the landscape that's superficious. So now you like, all right, oh, now you said I got a little intruder going on. So you said, wait a minute now. I'm asking you, how valuable would that be? How valuable would that be? What's going on, brother? How valuable would that be? That's the question. Now, how you doing? Now, come on in.
I see you on him.
Yes, sir.
I feel you, my brother.
Yes, sir. So the question becomes, is how valuable would that be? Now, that's easy for a person to understand that value, right? So then you don't have to justify. So the reason I wanted to go for the fitness or personal training route, because it's something that you can sell to anybody once you understand what's valuable to them. That's the important thing. Once you understand what's valuable to people, you can sell to them, right? So when it comes to fitness, everybody should value health, but they're going to value health for different reasons. And they're going to value, some people are going to value aesthetic, some people are going to value health, some people have been trying to get one muscle to work a certain way, some people have been trying to get gains, some people have been trying to lose weight, right? There's a multitude of different factors that go into it. So now, after we got this built out, and you have a platform built out for yourself, what's going on? You have a platform built out for yourself. This becomes the important aspect, because now you just went from bummy, broke, out of shape to in shape, fit, active, feeling good. Now you have the ability to make money and or be a service to people, right? So what I just did is, regardless of where you are in life, as long as you got Wi-Fi, you know what I'm saying, and you alive, you should be able to make money and thrive. But right now, we have a lot of men that lack resilience, they lack grit, right? They lack purpose. And a lot of it is hormonal cycles that you go through, testosterone low, so that willfulness is not there, that pursuit of challenge is not there. So this is why I like for people to think about, how about you focus on fitness? While a lot of people trying to maybe sell a t-shirt or be a rapper, I'd rather y'all become trainers, because now you actually become something that society needs. Like, society needs more trainers. They need more gym culture. This is why you're seeing run clubs starting up. We started our own. We have a hike club. We have a nature outside. All of this is important, right? So this is something that, next time somebody asks you to borrow some money, ask them, to go work out. Ask them why they ain't worked out. I'm like, what you mean you ain't worked out? Like, don't you know you can train people? If you need extra money, go work out, get your body right, then teach everybody how to do the same that you've done. They're going to look at you crazy. My brother Mike Rashid, I think he does this and he makes. I'm not even gonna watch his podcast. That brother makes a lot of money. He's a 7-figure entrepreneur, but he started off doing training. So this is something, when I think about the mental health of the black community, I think about the state of it. This is something that I find monumentally important. And when we talk about, how you doing, teaching people how to utilize their influence to create positive impact, right, while at the same time making income, these are the type of strategies that we're going to be sharing in the high level, where we can take you through it to build your community up. So now you have a way to be independent, make money, and be healthy at the same time, so you get financial and physical and mental success all with it. Now, I don't have time to go into the multiple things, from selling books to ebooks to content to AI to a multitude of different ways to make money. But if you were sitting at home, right, and you probably thought I was going to give you something a little easier than that. No, I want to give you a challenge that gives you purpose in life, that allows you to live, exceed, and live and feel better, right? And something that helps others. So make sure y'all tap into this. I'm going to save this one so people can watch it later. Join the High Level Club. You feel me? And peace to the gods. Y'all see it?